Once upon a time, there was a kingdom called Mamba. It was a beautiful place filled with happy people. The land was green and the rivers flowed freely. The people of Mamba were kind and always helped each other. They lived in peace under the rule of their wise King Mfalme. King Mfalme was known for his wisdom and kindness. He ruled with fairness and love. He listened to his people and helped them solve their problems. King Mfalme had 3 daughters. He loved his daughters very much and wanted the best for them. The king was getting old. He started to think about who would rule Mamba after him. He wanted his daughters to be ready to rule the kingdom. But he had one worry. King Mfalme had 3 daughters named Kendi, Zuri, and Siti. The 3 princesses were beautiful and loved to laugh. They were kind to animals and enjoyed long walks in the gardens. Princess Kendi loved beautiful clothes. She loved dresses of silk and slippers of gold. Princess Zuri loved shiny jewels. She loved sparkling necklaces and bracelets. Princess Siti loved to dance to beautiful music. She loved the sound of drums and flutes. The princesses were very different from their father, the king. He was a wise man who cared about his people. The princesses cared mostly about clothes, jewels, and music. King Mfalme was a wise and just ruler. He loved his daughters very much, but he worried about them. He wanted them to grow up to be wise like him. The princesses were more interested in clothes and jewels and dancing. They didn't seem to care about the people of Mamba. The king knew that wisdom was more important than riches. He had to teach his daughters a valuable lesson. King Mfalme called his daughters together. He told them about his worry. He said, "My dear daughters, I love you very much, but I worry about you." The princesses listened to their father. They loved him very much. "My dear daughters," the king said, "to be good rulers, you must understand what is truly valuable." He looked at each of his daughters with a serious look on his face. "I am giving each of you a task," he announced. "You must each go on a journey and find the most valuable treasure you can." The princesses were excited about going on a journey. They loved adventures. "You will leave tomorrow morning," the king continued. "Return in 1 month's time and show me what you have found. The princess who brings back the most valuable treasure will prove she is ready to rule." The princesses were surprised. They had never been given such an important task before. Section 5, Princess Kendi's Journey. Princess Kendi set off on her journey. She wanted to find the most beautiful fabric in the world. She traveled far and wide through forests and mountains. She asked everyone she met about the most valuable fabric. She met a weaver who told her about a magical loom. This loom could weave a cloth so fine it shimmered like moonlight. Princess Kendi found the magical loom. She took the fine cloth woven by the loom. She thought it was the most valuable treasure in the world. Princess Kendi returned to the kingdom after a month. She couldn't wait to show her father the beautiful cloth. She was sure he would be impressed. Section 6. Princess Zuri's Adventure. Princess Zuri set off on her journey on her fastest horse. She wanted to find the biggest diamond in the world. She rode from village to village, asking everyone about the biggest diamond. She met an old merchant who told her about a hidden cave. He said this cave was filled with glittering diamonds. Princess Zuri found the hidden cave. She took the largest diamond she could find. She thought it was the most valuable treasure in the world. Princess Zuri returned to the kingdom after a month. She was very proud of the diamond she found. She was sure it was the most valuable treasure. Section 7, Princess Siti's Quest. Princess Siti set off on her journey to find the most beautiful instrument. She wanted an instrument that made the sweetest music in the world. She walked through the villages and towns, asking everyone about a special musical instrument. She met an old woman playing a simple wooden flute. The music was so beautiful it made Princess Siti's heart soar. The old woman gave Princess Siti her flute. She said it was a gift for someone who loved music. Princess Siti thought the flute was the most valuable treasure in the world. Princess Siti returned to the kingdom after a month. She couldn't wait to play the flute for her father. She was sure he would love the beautiful music. Section 8. The Wisdom of King Mfalme. The day came for the princesses to show their treasures to the king. They gathered in the great hall of the palace. Princess Kendi showed her father the beautiful cloth. It shimmered like moonlight. Princess Zuri showed her father the huge diamond. It sparkled brightly. Princess Siti played the simple wooden flute for her father. The music filled the hall with its beauty. King Mufam looked at the treasures. He smiled at his daughters. He knew they had all tried their best. "These are all fine treasures," the king said, "but none of them are the most valuable." The princesses were confused. They thought they had found the best treasures. What could be more valuable, they asked. Section 9. The Princess's Transformation. King Mufam gathered his daughters close. "True treasures are not things you can hold," he said gently. "True treasures are wisdom, kindness, and compassion." He looked at each of his daughters, his eyes filled with love. "These treasures are far more valuable than any jewel or fabric," he explained. "They will help you rule with justice and make Mamba a better place for everyone." The princesses listened carefully to their father's words. They realized he was right. They had been so focused on finding material treasures. They had forgotten about the real treasures that mattered. The princesses felt a change in their hearts. They wanted to be wise and kind like their father. They wanted to use their time to help others. Section 10. The Wise Rulers. From that day forward, the princesses were different. They spent less time thinking about themselves. They spent more time helping the people of Mamba. Princess Kendi used her cloth to make clothes for the poor. Princess Zuri sold her diamond and used the money to build wells for those who had no clean water. Princess Siti traveled the kingdom, playing her flute and bringing joy to everyone. King Mufam was very proud of his daughters. They had finally understood the true meaning of treasure. He knew that they would be wonderful rulers one day. When the time came, King Mufama decided to crown all three of his daughters as rulers of Mamba. He knew that together their kindness, wisdom, and compassion would make Mamba a truly great kingdom. Section 11. A Timeless Tale. And so the three princesses ruled Mamba together. They ruled with wisdom and kindness, just like their father. They always remembered the lesson he had taught them about true treasures, and the people of Mamba lived happily ever after. The story of the three princesses became a legend in Mamba. It was told from generation to generation. It reminded everyone that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in wisdom, kindness, and a heart full of love.